these 9 exceptional traits of preppers and survivalists. I tell you what, let's go over some of this stuff and see what's up. You know if you got it. If you don't, you need to get it. Here we go. Number 1 is an insatiable thirst for knowledge. You know, an insatiable thirst for knowledge is a strong desire to learn and seek information, according to Google. It's a type of curiosity that motivates people to study and investigate, and can include a need to find answers and questions. Peel that onion back, baby. Question everything. Find them answers. Some people say, mostly scholars and stuff, that this is an evolutionary trait that has been passed down through generations. It's a learned behavior, is more or less is what they're saying. And that our desire is more often influenced by our social context. You know, if the odds are that if you have at least one parent or that's gone to college, at least one of their children will go to college. Okay? If there's military family, kids go into the military, police officers, firemen. You see that generational societal context in play right there. I myself, I didn't learn how to read until I was 9 because we moved around so much. But my dad, he always read. And once it clicked for me, I couldn't stop reading. Now I read about 450 words a minute with about a 90% retention rate. But it takes time to do that. You have to read. The more you read, the more you know. Number 2, an analytical mindset. Okay, now, see, this is where preppers and survivalists are set far apart from the normal citizen, okay? An analytical mindset is the ability to approach problems and situations in a logical, systematic way. People with this mindset have strong critical thinking skills, which allow them to gather, analyze, and interpret information effectively. Preppers do this. We analyze the situation. We gather the information. We see, we know what's going on. We analyze it. We start to prepare, and we interpret the information effectively. Well, we have to prepare now if we want to eat later. See, you got what I'm saying? All right, number 3 is adaptability. Now, I always tell people, adaptability is best described as knowing what trees can stand after a storm. And the trees that normally stand after the storm is the kind that bend, and they have adapted to that. Okay? And a person's ability to adapt is to adjust to changes in their environment. When thinking about, let's say, your survivalist aspirations or your prepping aspirations, you know, sometimes that can get a little overwhelming, but you adapt to doing things on a micro level. And these changes have a direct effect on how flexible you can be. Okay, yeah, it's hard times, but guess what? We still got fucking food. What's up, bitches? We got food. We adapted. We have adapted and we have overcome. All right. Number 4 is emotional intelligence. Now, this can be real tricky for some people because they think that their emotional intelligence is intact, but in all actuality, they're still at like 3rd grade. So an emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions as well as understand the emotions of others. It can be developed and learned. Now this is tricky, and there's 5 characteristics of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Okay, and you'll find great leaders that have these traits within this subsection. Emotional intelligence. So that's something that we have to work on daily. What's it all about? Don't take it personal. Things like that. But some different ways to practice emotional intelligence includes being able to accept criticism and responsibility. You've got to be able, if you dish it out and you can't fucking take it, you're a pussy. All right, just saying. All right. Being able to move on after making a mistake. And also, too, I'm going to add admitting that you made a mistake. All right. It's not hard. It's real easy. Being able to say no. Excuse me. A lot of people don't even know how to spell that word, much less say it. But I tell you what, since I learned how to say no, a lot of things have gotten really good for me. Being able to share your feelings with others in a way that you're not insulting or trying to hurt them or project. You're just telling them how you're feeling. And part of emotional intelligence is accepting that, not only for yourself, but the other person. If they're emotionally intelligent, they will be able to accept that as well. And then also, too, being able to solve problems in ways that work for everyone. You know, I'm a problem solver, and I try and my very best that it works for everyone. Now, there's always going to be that outlier that things just didn't go their fucking way, and they want to bitch and gripe. Well, then you know then they don't have emotional intelligence. All right, number 5. This is a cool one. Nuanced perspective taking. Now, this was new to me. I had never heard this before until I started doing research for this video. And it is often used to describe something that has multiple layers of meaning or that requires careful consideration or analysis to fully understand. A nuanced argument, for example, might be one that takes into account multiple perspectives and takes a balanced approach rather than being one-sided or simplistic. Okay, now that right there is a slippery slope if you're not sure what you're doing with it, you know, and you don't have these exceptional traits. These are things that you can work on and kind of bring to light on your enlightenment and your self-awareness, okay? But what does it mean to take a nuanced approach? Let's break this down a little bit. Let me break it down for you, baby. Anyway, nuanced thinking involves recognizing that situations, ideas, and individuals are complex and typically have a combination of strengths and weaknesses, allowing for flexibility, understanding, and appreciation of diverse viewpoints and interpretations. Okay, this comes down to, okay, we will agree to disagree. I don't agree with you, but I accept what you're saying. And now, this is more of one of those, what I'd say, a 21st century thing. Because there's a lot of things that, with a nuanced perspective, I don't agree with. And I think we all know what those are. Pedo Joes and, you know, camel toes and bullshit. I don't agree with none of that stuff. Taking a rainbow and making it into something that's, it's not. That's just me. If I lost you just then and there, fuck you. Keep on stepping, kick rock, bitches, if you didn't like that little explanation. But anyway, it tells me then that you don't have the exceptional traits. All right, number 6, intellectual humility. Let's check this out. Intellectual humility is a mindset that involves acknowledging your knowledge and belief limitations and being able to the possibility, being open to the possibility that your beliefs may be incorrect. Okay. Now, this right here, I'm having a little struggle with because I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, okay? And my intellectual humility, based on that right there, and the definition of intellectual humility from Google, I would have to say this needs a fact check. But intellectual humility, it can apply in many areas of your life, like it's saying here. I understand that I have limitations on a lot of things, and I'm sure that you do too. But starting with the admission that you, like everyone else, have cognitive biases and flaws that limit how much you know. Intellectual humility might look like taking genuine interest in learning about your relatives' beliefs during a conversation to get at a family get-together, rather than waiting for them to finish. That's Let's look and see what else this says. Researchers define intellectual humility most simply as the degree to which people recognize that their beliefs might be wrong. It involves knowing that your knowledge is only partial and that your beliefs and opinions are fallible because of your psychological biases and because of evidence supporting them. Okay, now that what brings that to mind for me, I don't know about for y'all, but for me, the first thing that came to my mind was one of my flaws was when I was drinking and I was an alcoholic. I had to admit that I was no longer in control of my life, that alcohol and drugs had taken it over. The other thing that comes to mind for me is sheeple. You know, okay, what if I am wrong about all this prep and stuff and nothing ever fucking happens? And, you know, what if all my conspiracy theories that I've bought into and seen to come to pass and all that, you know, really ain't what it is because of my perspective, because I'm already a prepper and survivalist, and I'm already one of those who question and doubt anything that the fucking government does. So that's what comes into mind for me. Now we're getting real deep. Let's see if we got any more of these traits. Number 7, a holistic thinking. Okay, well, let's see what that's about then. Holistic thinking is a way of thinking that considers the interconnectedness of all aspects of life and focuses on the whole rather than the parts. It can involve breaking things down into separate parts, then analyzing each part and drawing conclusions based on the understanding of the whole. Holistic thinking can help people make better decisions, avoid oversimplifying or overcomplicating issues, and generate creative solutions. See, solutions, mindset. You see what I'm saying? You see what's happening here? It can be especially effective for complex tasks and problems with opposing worldviews. Okay, so when I heard the holistic thinking, I thought, oh, you know, kumbaya, let's eat parsley and dandelions and, you know, take care of our body and our thinking to come along. Okay, well, that was a mistake on my part. And, you know, I think about like, shoppa laka, boom, 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 you know, type stuff. But, interconnectedness of all aspects of life and focuses on the whole rather than the parts. We as preppers and survivalists, and I'll go ahead and throw in their homesteaders as well, because they started off as preppers and survivalists, things of that, you know, you start somewhere. Some go a little bit farther, some don't. Some like it right where they're at. I like it right where I'm at. I'm in between right now, you know, working towards the end goal. Back to, you know, the analytical mindsets, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. Golly, tongue-tied already this morning, smoking too much fucking pot, trying to do a damn video. Next. Anyway, holistic thinking. We know the world is fucked and we're prepping for it. Real simple. That's as simple as it gets. So we're going to eat one way or the other. Alright? Alright, number 8, intuitive insight. Oh, it's the ability to understand something instinctively without the need for conscious reasoning. This intuitive insight is often born out of years of experience and deep understanding of one's environment. Alright. I'm an extremely intuitive individual simply because of the life that I've lived. Is not even comparable to some of y'all's, and mine's not even comparable to, you know, vice versa. You see what I'm saying? But intuition is the unconscious ability to create links between information. Insight is a process by which a sudden comprehension and resolution of a situation arises. Okay. You just know. You get that gut feeling. You know, when I gave my life to Christ, and, you know, the word tells me that I can ask him for anything. I asked him for discernment. Well, guess what? He gave me discernment. I can tell when somebody's lying to me. I can see stuff that's going to happen now. And the process that it's going to take. Hence is why I bugged out. Okay? Hence why I liquidated everything. Hence why I say I'm going to be like the gingerbread man. Catch me if you can. This all goes back to survivalism, prepping, preparing for the future, mostly mindset. See, you can have all the equipment in the fucking world, but it ain't going to do you any freaking good if you don't have a strong mindset. Okay? You're only as strong as your mindset. I don't care how buff you call yourself. Number 9, baby. Number 9. Okay, we're there. Lifelong learning mindset. Once again, we're going into mindset. This whole video is about mindset. Okay? Lifelong learning is the ongoing, voluntary, and self-motivated pursuit of learning for either personal or professional reasons. Lifelong learning is important for individuals' competitiveness and their ability to work in different areas that might arise. Let's say, one day you're an electrician, next day you're a plumber, and the next day you're a woodsman. But what I'm saying is you're able to work because you want to learn, and it's not like, oh, I lost this, what am I going to do? No, you're going to go out and find you something else you want to do, and you're going to learn it quick, and you're going to get the job done. Lifelong learning is important for an individual because it also enhances social inclusion, active citizenship, and personal development. I don't give a fuck about the active citizenship crap, because to be active in this society that we're living in right freaking now, you have to comply with a lot of their bullshit, okay? Oh, I might have lost somebody here, that's okay. We know that you don't have the exceptional traits, all right, of a prepper survivalist. That's okay. Keep on going. Kick rock, bitches. For those of you that have stayed, thank you very much, because, yeah, we know what it's about, okay? We know what it's about. We're not playing around. We are who we are. Lifelong learning is an approach, whether in personal or professional context, which we just talked about, that is continuous and self-motivated. That self-motivated and continuous is important. You never stop learning, ever. You have to be teachable, see? And that's important. Some of the pillars, okay? Let's end it with this. What are the 4 pillars of lifelong learning? Learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, and learning to be. Now there's some homework right there. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I found it very interesting because like I said, I have been doing research on this. And anyway, these are your 9 exceptional traits of people like me, preppers, survivalists, and we'll go ahead and include y'all homesteaders. Have a great day. Ciao, baby.